My name is Abdulkarim. I am 15 years old. It happened at exactly 2:30 a.m. We were sleeping peacefully, nothing seemed wrong. Suddenly we heard shouting. It was terrifying. The noise was deafening. I was lying between my mother and father. Then I woke up to a massive explosion. I fell to the ground. A second strike followed. 2 missiles had hit our building. My father and siblings were martyred. So were my aunt, her children, my uncle, his wife, and his sons. Everyone in the building was killed. Only 2 of us survived.
Well, let's speak now to Ricardo Pires. He's a spokesperson for the UN Children's Fund, UNICEF, and joins us now from New York. Welcome back to the program, Ricardo. Children in any conflict, especially in this war in Gaza, are the most vulnerable or the most innocent of victims. We know many of them, countless of them, have been killed during this war. Many more are suffering from malnutrition and the health effects of conflict. Tell us more about the impact that this ongoing war is having on Gaza's children.
Well, you described it well. The impact has been deadly. We've said before that Gaza has become a graveyard for children, and that was at the beginning of the war. It's now a death trap. Children are being, again, pushed into a corner with a high density of population of people living there after 600 days plus of trauma, destruction, loss, despair. Children are always the first to suffer and the ones that suffer the most. And that's really the case right now in Gaza and has been for a while. Children are hungry, they have no clean water, they have no means to keep their hygiene checked, which brings waterborne diseases. So it's a complete chaos and a humanitarian catastrophe, as it has been for so many months and days, and day in, day out, children are dying. And the model that we have now to try and prevent them from dying is just not going to work. And the UN has been warning about this as well. They have no time to wait for things to adjust. We've been very late on stopping this carnage, and now more than ever, we need a ceasefire. And of course, we need the hostages to go back, but children need to be put first. This is a war on children.
That's right. Let's talk more about this model that's been instituted as a way to get desperately needed aid to Palestinians after an almost 2-month Israeli blockade of the enclave. The US and Israel came up with this Gaza Humanitarian Foundation that was supposed to take the place of the UN agencies in delivering aid. We know dozens of Palestinians seeking aid have been killed in just a couple of days. Because of that, the foundation has ceased its operations. I mean, there must be a better way in order to get these supplies to the people of Gaza. What is that way, in your view?
Well, there is a better way. There has been a better way for many decades since the UN was instituted. And we've been doing this not only in Gaza previous to October 7th, but in other humanitarian crises as well. So we know absolutely how things should and could be done, but we've been sidelined. And the option that we have now is a step backward. The model does not abide to very basic humanitarian principles of impartiality, neutrality, independence, and humanity. So if those elements are not in place, we can't participate. And moreover, we know it won't work. People will suffer and the needs will only increase. So this is just another way for children to suffer more in this war. We know what to do. We have supplies waiting across the border to get in. We need all crossings open so we can do our jobs. This model has only 4 distribution points, and we've heard, as you mentioned, about incidents, including a 13-year-old boy who was walking to buy bread and then saw a population movement towards the distribution point, the Gaza Foundation distribution point, and he joined that crowd. And then shooting started, chaos started, and even a tank shell hit a building nearby, and he got impacted by shrapnel. And now he's injured in the hospital with wounds to his abdomen, to his chest, suffering without painkillers, and all he wanted was to get more food for his family. So this is going to happen more and more, and whatever time again is needed to adjust and make it better, children cannot wait, and we know what to do. So why are we choosing something so different when the solution has been presented over and over by the UN, and we know it works and we know we can do it.
You mentioned the issue of a ceasefire. We're going to be looking at attempts to reach the Security Council a little later. But the Security Council has once again vetoed a resolution, namely the United States. Why do you think the US is standing in the way of a ceasefire and a resolution calling for the immediate delivery of aid?
Look, I was there yesterday. I attended the Security Council session trying to vote for a ceasefire, and it was 14 votes against 1, which means the majority of the countries, or the member countries on that table making such an important decision, were on the side of ceasefire, of guns going silent and humanitarian aid getting in. And that's what we need to focus now. Now, diplomacy, very important right now, but again, children don't have time for words and resolutions to be vetoed or move slowly. They need aid in now. So the international community needs to step up and provide us with a solution so the UN can go back in and keep doing our jobs and keep saving lives.
Okay, Ricardo Pires from UNICEF, we'll have to leave there. The very best of luck with your work, and thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.